Nevada, welcome to the weigh-in. How about a hand? The Octagon girls, Vanessa Hansen and Chrissy Blair. UFC President Dana White is in the building. Our chairman and CEO is Lorenzo Fertitta. One of the best matchmakers in the world, Sean Shelby. And my man, Tony Barboza, bringing up the rear. Let's get things going. The first prelim at UFCFightPass.com in the women's strawweight division. Emily Peters-Kagan versus Angela Overkill Hill. Making her UFC debut, Emily Peters-Kagan. Strawweight division, Ashling Ash the Bash Daly versus Alex Astro Girl Chambers. 114.5 for Alex Chambers. And her opponent representing Dublin, Ireland, please welcome Ashling Daly. For Ashling Daly. And Ashling has 1 hour to cut the final 2 pounds. All right, moving on now to the UFC Fight Night Prelims on Fox Sports 1. First up in the women's strawweight division, Tisha the Tiny Tornado Torres versus Angela Magana. Majesty. And her opponent, Tisha Torres. 115.5 for Tisha Torres. All right, our next prelim is also in the women's strawweight division. Joanne Calderwood versus South Korea's So Hee Ha. So Hee Ha. And her opponent, Joanne Calderwood. For JoJo. All right, next up in the women's strawweight division, Rowdy Beck Rawlings versus Hurricane Heather Jo Clark. For Heather Jo Clark. And her opponent is Beck Rawlings. For Beck Rawlings. All right, with that fine backdrop, we get to our featured bout of the prelims, also in the women's strawweight division. Felice Lil Bulldog Herring versus Lisa Ellis. On the nose for Lisa Ellis. And her opponent, please welcome Felice Herring. Fight night, a champion will be crowned on Fox Sports 1. First up in the women's strawweight division, Jessica Penne versus Randa Marcos. Fighter semi-finalist Jessica Penne. Penne. All right, next up we got the first of two in the lightweight division. Joe Proctor versus Yancy Medeiros. 156 for Mr. Proctor. KJ Noons versus the Detroit superstar Darren Cruikshank. For Darren Cruikshank. And his opponent, KJ Noons. For KJ Noons. All right, now we get to the featherweight division. Jeremy Stevens versus Charles Du Bronx Oliveira. For Charles Oliveira, he has 1 hour to cut the final bout. And his opponent is making his 20th UFC appearance. Please welcome Lil Heathen, Jeremy Stevens. Women's Strawweight Championship. Carla Cookie Monster Esparza versus Thug Rose Namajunas. And her opponent is Carla Esparza. Esparza. All right, I'm here with Rose Namajunas. Congratulations on making it to this point. I know it has been a long wait. Can you describe your emotions right now on the eve of fighting for a UFC world title?
This is super exciting. I'm just so glad to be here and honored to have such a great opponent to test my skills against and go for that belt. It's the icing on the cake.
We're glad to have you here, ladies and gentlemen. Thug Rose Namajunas and Carla Esparza fighting out of the red corner here tomorrow night. You will be the final fighter to walk to the octagon. Same question, your thoughts, the moment has arrived. How you feeling?
I'm just so excited, and I appreciate all the fans for coming out and supporting women's MMA. Thank you guys so much.
Carla Esparza, ladies and gentlemen, the two best women in the world have risen to the top. Thank you all for coming out to the weigh-in. We will see you for the world title fight and the rest tomorrow night.